Julie writes about the megachurch worship monopoly that's happening in many churches across America, that even though there has been various controversies in churches like Bethel and Elevation and Hillsong and whatever, chances are your churches are using their music because they have a monopoly. Because so many people are attracted to these emotional songs, and there's obviously some good ones. I'm not saying they're all evil or useless, but my point is that there's such a monopoly on it that people say, oh yeah, that church is doing something wrong. We've got problems with that. We've listened to this documentary, we've heard these things, but we're still going to use their music. We're still going to support their ministry. Even though they're doing stuff we ourselves wouldn't support, we really like their songs, so we'll compromise. Julie points out some of the inconsistencies in that argument, but the point is, and I think the challenge for her is, we like those inconsistencies. If we're really honest with ourselves, and not full disclosure, we don't do Hillsong or Elevation or any of that stuff here. So it's not, I don't really have a dog in the fight. I have a point though in that we try to ignore those inconsistencies spiritually. We try to say, you know what, I'm going to overlook that because I really like this. I know this thing is wrong, but I really want this. We try to find ways to pacify our conscience that this is good for me when it certainly isn't. We need something more than just bam and pizzazz and everything else that comes with it. I think we need a clean conscience and a pure heart. Psalm 14. Oh, that salvation would come out of Zion. When the Lord restores the fortunes of Jacob, let Jacob rejoice and Israel be glad. When the Lord restores the fortunes of his people, let us rejoice and be glad, not in some earthly thing, not, oh, we've got this kind of person or this kind of music or this kind of preacher, but the Lord working from Zion, caring for his people, providing and protecting for us always. This is worthy of worship. This is our song of praise. As we're going through the Psalms, these are wonderful Psalms written for Christians to pray and praise to God. And in that, you may read a psalm about David doing this or someone else doing that, and you may say, here is their weakness. Why do we do that? But that's the joy of the Psalms. You see their sinfulness and their desire for repentance. You see their weakness, and that God would work through that, not to erase it, not to cancel them, but to use his faithfulness and their foil as encouragement for you today and always.